All right, how's everyone doing? I am Rich CELENZA. Thanks for checking out my show. So, what I'm going to talk about is the holiday season destroying your savings? Now, I shouldn't use the word maybe destroying. That's kind of a strong word, but is it really affecting your savings? Because I think a lot of people really underestimate overspending during the holidays and the effect it has on them in the future, in the upcoming year. And, I did actually something similar to this, but it was more on the health and wellness side where I said, is the holiday season kind of destroying your health to a certain degree? And what I kind of talked about is it kind of starts with Halloween with buying, an abundance of candy or trick-or-treaters, and then you starting to eat a lot of those foods. And then before you know it, you're going into Thanksgiving, you're overeating, maybe not working out as much. And then you kind of start floating into Christmas, you're overeating, and then all the way up until New Year's, including drinking. And you may have been working out for a certain amount of time where you were getting some really good gains. And then before you know it, you kind of throw in the towel and you kind of lose a lot of them. Or you just start to turn into shit, or you get a lot lazier at certain times of the year. But in this one, it's kind of the financial aspect of things, because I've had this myself where, I think a lot of us underestimate, like I said earlier, the debt we put ourselves into. And, a lot of us try to save money, I think, or there's a lot of people out there, I should say, that are trying to save a lot of money throughout the year to buy other things. But then, like anything else, the holiday seasons start to creep up. And if you have a big family, or you have, a certain type of lifestyle that you have to spend a certain amount of money on gifts, along with maybe even Christmas parties, and also going out maybe more during the holidays. It's not just what you're buying for others. I think a lot of people underestimate all the other expenses during the holiday season. Traveling, even if it's to, visit family members, friends, or colleagues, whatever the case may be. Eating out more, going out to meet friends more during the holiday season. Events, even, and even New Year's, right? A lot of times you may be spending a lot more money, maybe buying more clothes, for different occasions during these holidays. All this stuff kind of in that, November, December period, you'll start spending not hundreds, but thousands of extra dollars. And then also maybe even putting a lot of this on your charge card. So you're going to end up getting hit with interest after the new year. I don't know what your interest is on that, but it's like anything else. If you can't pay it off quickly, it's just going to keep rolling on. And, I think, I heard this funny thing that it was kind of interesting. Like maybe every Christmas, like buying gifts should be once every 4 years or something funny like that. Because someone did a study or something where I guess they came to an agreement with their family or whatever. Someone did a study or something I heard where, their family, to help each other, said, let's just do this once every 4 years, or let's just buy, or make our own gifts, or just get something very minuscule, nothing big. Like you don't have to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on 10 of us. And at the end of the third year, they were shocked at how much money they all saved. And even when going out and doing things like that, they all kind of wanted to save. Instead of spending through the holiday season, they flipped it and said, let's see how much we can save. And it was a very interesting study I heard about. And I was like, wow, I never thought about it from that perspective. But just in a few years, I forgot how many thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars they saved, and how they ended up utilizing a lot of that money for them for their future. I think some even with homes and all these different types of things, because you think sometimes it's kind of just your credit card during the holiday season, with, I'm going to look at my credit card in January and, oh, okay, I spent $2,000. Most likely that's not true. You probably were spending a lot of money, maybe even in October, maybe a little bit more than you might have. November, you probably maybe charged a lot of things online, or you bought a lot of things, you just paid some of it off. Then December came, you spent more. And again, you're not looking at, again, the food and all the different types of things. And especially if you're somebody who's having these holidays at your house and you can't necessarily maybe afford them, or you're going, again, to Christmas parties, every party you go to, it could be for work or personally, you got to buy wine or pick something up or bring something. All this adds up, especially if you start looking at it from a decade perspective. If you spend an extra $4,000, $5,000, I'm saying, through Christmas, which I think a lot of people, believe it or not, I would say around there. If you start adding all your expenses, it's not, a lot of people are like, it's only a couple thousand. I'm going to call big bullshit on that. That's a lot of bullshit. $2,000 is nothing. let's say you spend $4,000, but add it up even in 5 years, it's 20 grand. And at the end of the day, what's really the value of that? Now, I get we all love to spend money and enjoy our time. And if you can afford to spend money, God bless you. But if you really can't afford to spend it, be honest with people. I don't think anybody is really obsessed, in my opinion, in my family or anyone that needs anything from me, or I need anything from them. But if I'm going to buy something out of the goodness of my heart, I'll spend whatever I can afford to spend. I'm not afraid to say, hey, I don't feel like spending this amount of money anymore. Years ago, I felt like I had to spend thousands and hundreds, and my ex-wife or my kids and everybody else, I had to go way over the top. We used to have so many gifts in our living room, even with my ex-in-laws, that you couldn't walk in our living room. We were so obsessed with having that many gifts, which is kind of like crazy. I look back at it. And you know what? Even with my kids, after Christmas and after 6 months, what's the value of almost all these toys? Most of the clothes they grew out of. It's like it's all old inventory. So anyways, just something to think about. And I'm not telling anyone to be cheap. Let me be clear there. But I do think people have to, really sit back and take an honest approach to say, listen, if your car's breaking down, and Christmas is coming, right? Be aware. You may have to tell people, listen, guys, I got to get my car fixed. It's $1,500. It sounds like $2,000. I can only give you, spend $25, not $100 on, whatever. If you're coming over for Christmas parties or whatever, say, listen, I'll stop and get cookies. This is all I can afford. If you're legit about it, people will understand. I'm just telling you right now, but try not to put yourself in debt year after year when it comes to the holidays, because you might be doing it and you don't even realize it. So anyways, I'll wrap it up there. Haven't done one of these in a while because I was talking to somebody else a podcast I did, the Coupon Queen, and we go back and forth, and she loves helping people save money, and she was kind of shocked at how much I love helping people save money as well. But a lot of parents, I think, don't necessarily talk about these things with their kids or other people as well, because I think we're all kind of embarrassed. But I'm telling you, just be aware of this. Don't let, all these holidays, all these just parties and all this, weddings, doings, all that, don't let it financially destroy you. I'm just telling you. All right? You want to reach me? I'm at rich@richcelenza.com.